The man who opened fire inside Fort Lauderdale-Hollywood International Airport wants to plead guilty to the crime in order to avoid the death penalty, but a judge has not signed off on his plea deal just yet. CBS 4's Gary Nelson live tonight in downtown Miami with the reason why. Gary.
Well, this admitted mass shooter, an Iraq War veteran, has a history of some mental health issues. And the federal judge in this case now wants to make sure he knows what he's doing before he consigns himself to life in prison without parole.
Stop firing deputies downstairs.
Esteban Santiago flew into Fort Lauderdale last January with only a semi-automatic pistol and a checked bag that he used to kill 5 people and wound 6. He could have faced execution, but a prosecutor announced today the defense made a plea offer that the defendant would plead guilty and accept a sentence of life without parole in exchange for the death penalty being waived. Santiago's attorney said avoiding a trial with his plea is in the best interests of all the families involved. The relatives of those killed and wounded apparently signed off on the deal, the government saying, "We individually called each one of the next of kin of all the victims." Barbara Sharif was Broward's mayor at the time of the shooting.
Life in prison without the possibility of parole. I feel like if the victims and their families are satisfied with that, then I'll be satisfied too.
But Judge Beth Bloom said not so fast, telling attorneys this court has an obligation to ensure that Mr. Santiago has the ability to knowingly and competently enter a plea and waive his rights. She ordered he undergo a complete psychological evaluation. Attorney David Weinstein, not involved in the case, understands what the judge is about.
She's protecting the record, she's protecting the defendant, and she wants to ensure that if a plea is taken in this case, it withstands an appeal.
Santiago had said before the shooting he was hearing voices and told agents afterwards the government was controlling his thoughts. Santiago has a competency hearing later this month. If it's determined he does understand just what he's agreeing to, it will be life in prison without parole. In Miami, Gary Nelson, CBS 4 News.